In this video, I'm going to tell you about 3 failures I had, and we're going to review what went wrong, at least in my mind, what went wrong that I could only tell after the fact. But stick around to the end, because then I'm going to show you a great success I had as well, and we can see what the differences are. And in fact, I'm going to tell you exactly. But let's dig in, okay? So in front of us is a product I have called Fun Books for Couples. This is the sales page. And I think it's great. Looks really cute. Got relationship kind of stuff here, very loving stuff. This is about books for couples to do together, like activity books or some kind of dialoguing back and forth. Well, I thought that's great. And I went on Amazon and researched some of the books in this niche, and they all sell pretty good. So, what went wrong? Well, I think it just didn't impact people enough. I think I didn't give a good marketing message to this whole thing. Even though I got the sales page here that kind of describes everything, I did play around with the name because I first called it Couple Books Mastery. I do have a lot of products that end in the word mastery, but for some reason, I don't remember what was going through my head. I decided to rename it to Fun Books for Couples, and that might have been my first mistake, which is I didn't stick with my branding. Duh, okay? I thought I'd try something new, experiment, but it didn't work out. But that's okay because it's a learning experience, right? In fact, let's go see how much money I actually made on this. I got to go over here to my Warrior Plus account, and we're looking for Fun Books for Couples somewhere in here. Right here, Fun Books for Couples. I sold 39 of them, which for me is like, whoa, way down, and made $1,028. Now, I got to know that I do know that some people watching this would be very happy to get $1,000 off of a product they made. I get it. I've been there. I understand. But for where I'm at, that was a failure. Darn it. Okay, let's go look at another one. Oh, man. And remember, stick around because I really have something super to show you at the end. Ones that are probably better to show you one that's better to show you because what the heck? We want to see what actually made money and why, because I'm going to tell you why it made money. But first, let's go to another loser. I hate to say that word loser, but what else can I say? I can say failure, I can say loser, or I can say learning lesson, learn what you did wrong, learn from your mistakes, all right? So I have this one here, Kids Story Starters. Now, I've put out a number of products for the kids book market, and they all sold really great, like super great. And then I came out with this one. This is about where there's these books that might start with a sentence, and it's a prompt, not an AI prompt. And I think that's what went wrong. I'll get to that. But it's a prompt followed by a lined paper inside of it where a kid would then start writing more based on what that prompt is. Like, tell me how your day went, and they could write something down, or what's the last movie you saw, and they could just write stuff down. It's like easy stuff, all right? Easy stuff. And here's the sales page. I have it here as well. I even show some of the good selling books on Amazon that are doing this stuff. So why did this one not sell? And all my other kids' products sold really well. I don't exactly know, but I have a really good guess. Prompts. The word prompts, creative writing prompts. This is not my books. These are the ones I saw on Amazon, but 100 creating writing prompts for kids. Creative writing prompts. I think there was a confusion that what I was selling was a product filled with prompts for ChatGPT or another AI tool. That's the best I can figure out because it made no sense to me why this did not sell. And yeah, let's go see how much money it made or didn't make. Well, relative, right? Let me get back to my Warrior Plus business over here. Oh, where is it? Kids Story Starters. Here it is, Kids Story Starters. All right. I sold 85 of them and made $1 short of $1,500. Again, you might be looking at this going, oh, well, that's not so bad. In fact, it isn't as bad as it seems because I had 85, I had 1,172 visits to the sales page, 85 sales. That is a conversion rate of 7%. Of course, we want much bigger numbers, but 7% isn't as bad as, say, 2%, right? So okay, I can live with it, right? But when I look at some of the other kids' things I've done in the past, let's see. Oh, where should I look? Here, like kids' trivia books. I did a private release just to my existing customers, and that brought in $8,000. Or going back a little bit here, joke book mastery, which was kind of more towards kids, some adults, but basically included kids in that, $6,000. And wow, going way back, way back. Maybe I shouldn't go this far back. Now I'm curious myself, okay, to see the one I am looking for. Kids. Wow, I shouldn't go this far back, right? Kids puzzle books. Kids puzzle books. How simple is that? Kids puzzle books brought in, are you ready? $75,000. Now, not during the launch, but over time, $75,000. All right, enough of that. I have one more to show you. One more. And this one, I know what I did wrong. I get it, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me just get it over here. AI Video Mastery, okay? And my typical looking sales page. I'm not really good at making sales pages. I have to admit, something I got to improve one day. But this was really cool. What happened, it was about a year ago, maybe? Midjourney now had a feature to make videos. That's it. Now, there's other AI video generators out there, even before Midjourney started doing this. But this was new, like, whoa, so many people have a Midjourney account. And this came out, and I hopped right on it. Let me get a product out really quick. All right, really quick. So, because I'm all excited, technology, visuals. I mean, this is the world I live in. I just love all that stuff. But didn't sell, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. Just looking at the sales page here, I got all these cool examples. You know, like, let's see, is there the dog running around here? This was all AI generated video that I had here. Here's another one. Well, to me, this looks really cool, okay? But, yeah, okay. And there's the box I made for it, everything. So what went wrong? I think here's the problem. I didn't make a clear path to what you actually do with these, right? So there's two things. I got excited about it because it's kind of the world I live in, all this creative stuff. So, well, I rushed this one out. I knew a bunch of people were going to come out with a similar product. So I rushed it out. I made this whole thing in like a day. Didn't really think it through. I just knew, like, I was like, hurry, 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 get it out before other people start coming out with theirs. And of course, other people did come out with theirs, but I wanted to get mine out there first, or one of the first. But I didn't really think, would other people care? So apparently not, okay? So it's a new, at the time, cool thing. But the videos you make here can only be 5 seconds long, which is like nothing. I mean, you could, I think in Midjourney you can actually make them a little longer, but basically they're 5-second videos. What the heck do you do with a 5-second video? I have no idea. So I didn't listen to the other voice inside me that said, wait, are your customers going to like this? Does the public want this? What's in it for them? All right. I was like, if it's cool, they'll think it's cool. Didn't work out. So what did I make or not make on this one? AI Videos Mastery. Where is it? Somewhere down here. It's not that long ago. I might have gone past it. Here it is. AI Video Mastery. $731. I'm embarrassed to say this. Ugh. Okay, I sold 28 of them. I'm used to selling 1 to 200, sometimes 300 copies of something I come out with. For me to see this, it's like I want to go in the corner over there and just cringe and hide and pull a blanket over my head and not deal with the day anymore. That's how I felt when this came out. But you got to take a breath. This is what you need to do if you're in this business too. You're going to have some things that don't work out the way you planned, all right? And you learn from your lessons. So what lesson did I learn there? Think a little further before you come out with a product. Does it help your customers? Is it of interest? Does it have a clear path to what they'll actually do with it? Because all I really did in this product was look at how cool this is. I didn't really make a connection to like, okay, it's cool, but now what do you do with it? You know, some people talk about putting these short videos on Instagram, for example. I didn't talk about any of that stuff. I just like, look how you can make these cool videos. Boom. Lesson learned. Okay, let's go look at a winner. Okay, I have a lot of winners too, so I'm very happy about that. I have more winners than losers. Whew, good for me, right? So let me bring over one more here. Quiz Videos Mastery. Now, we're watching this on YouTube. You're watching me on YouTube, I should say. And here is even how I come up with some product ideas. I go on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now, right? And I just look around at interesting things. And I started looking at these quiz channels. They have these funny, cute quizzes. Some are for kids, others are adult level. And they're kind of they keep you glued to the screen because, they'll show a question and then you'll have like, which is the right answer. You have 4 answers to choose from. It's like trivia in a way, or a quiz. And at first I thought it was silly because you can't interact with the video. Like right now, you're watching me. Can you interact with my video that you're watching? You can't click on it or make anything happen. If you click on it, it'll probably pause the video. But if I were to put up, like, check one of these things, of these 4 things, you can't click on the video and make that video aware that you did that. All right. And when I was watching these quiz videos, I was like, isn't this so dumb? Like, I'm just watching this, but I can't select the correct answer. Well, luckily, I did a little more research and I saw that some of these quiz channels are raking it in on the ad revenue from YouTube just by making these videos. So I was like, okay, let me check this out further because I didn't know how to make them. Guess where I learned how to make them? Watching a YouTube video about how to make videos, right? Let me say that again. So I was curious how to make these quiz videos. They're not like you're looking at me right now. They're not like that. There's, another thing to them. But I wasn't sure how to make them. So I searched on YouTube for how to make quiz videos. I wasn't trying to watch one anymore. I was trying to get some instruction on how to make them. And it turns out they're pretty easy to make in Canva. So I taught myself in about a day. I made a couple. And then I came out with this product, right? Quiz Videos Mastery. And it sold really well. Should we go look at the numbers? I guess so. I got to remember where I put it here in this big list of things I have. All right, so I came out with 2 versions. This PR means private release. Most of the time, not all the time, I will release a product first to my existing customers, and I call that a private release before I come out with the public version where it's open game to anybody who wants to buy it. So my private release brought in $6,000. Here, $6,240. And the public release brought in another $7,000. So that is roughly a $13,000 payday for something that took me, between the research, first on YouTube a bit, watching how people make these, and then doing it myself. I made 1 or 2 in Canva just to really learn the process. Let's say I spent a full day doing that. Then let's say I spent another 2 days putting the product together because I had to record myself talking about how to go through the process like I do in most of my products. I make videos talking how to do stuff. And then I had to work on the sales page, which is always a challenge for me. I'm not really the best at sales pages, as I said earlier. In fact, let's look at the sales page here. That's where you'll actually log in. Let me get to the sales page here. Looking for the sales page. Click. And here's the sales page. In fact, it's even showing how these work. And yeah, so I give examples of channels that are doing really well and what these things look like and all that. All right. So this one did really well. And, to be honest, it was a little surprising to me. I wasn't sure what to think because I had never made a product about something to do with YouTube before. I don't know if you could see a lot of my stuff is about publishing and books and coloring books and various things like that. All right. So I came out with that thinking, I hope I get somewhere with this. I had fun making it. So in a way, if this one didn't work out, I was still okay with it because I felt, isn't that great? I learned a new skill myself about how to make these quiz videos. Well, as you can see, the results were much better than I expected. Yay for that. All right, so that's it for this video. If there's any lesson in this, it is slow down just a little bit. Think through what's the connection. What is the connection from what you're presenting in a product to the outcome people might warm up to for it? I did not do that in the AI video mastery product I showed you. I was just all about the coolness. I didn't really build a connection somewhere in the sales page, whatever, about what you can actually do with them. My mistake. The quiz video one, for example, in fact, let me just pull it back up here. Why not? Because I'll end with it showing. This one, I made obviously a clear path to what you do with these. Besides making them, I'm showing how to make money with them by building up a quiz channel, and then you're monetized on the YouTube program and you make money. Or these other ones, these are examples of other channels out there. I'm showing how many subscribers they got, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So I made that clear connection of an outcome that you can go for. It doesn't mean you get that outcome, all right? These channels did not grow to those huge numbers overnight. It took years, but it showed an outcome. Okay, so that's it for this video. Now, one more thing. If you are interested in your own product releases, I do have something. Check the description area below. I do have a product here called Rapid Product Launch, which will help you get a product out pretty quick. I like to think in terms of 30 days. Everybody works at a different pace. And if you're brand new at this, you're not going to pop them out like I do in days, obviously. Got some things to learn. But if you go in here, or I'll go in here rather, and show you the inside, I've got a whole thing here about products and, all the steps needed to make them, all this stuff here. Where to put them for sale. So I talk about two platforms. One is Gumroad, which you may have heard of. I don't know. And the other is Warrior Plus, where I do most of my business, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff about that. So if you want to learn about how to make your own products, check below. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.